Welcome to The Play for Monday, July 22nd, a brand new week of The Play. Hi, I'm Dave Morris. Thanks for clicking on us. We'll take a look at some of these stories that you can find in upcoming editions of The Oklahoman and on our website at newsok.com. Today's lineup includes testing for a new cancer-fighting drug and an interesting streetcar debate in downtown Oklahoma City. But first, news from the nation's capital. Here with more, Nick Tragakis and Don McCoy. And fellas, thanks so much for joining us today. Appreciate that. Nick, we'll start with you. Democrats in Washington released a new report showing some Republicans who voted to slash programs received money from a farm program payment, including some Oklahoma politicians. What can you tell us?
Yeah, this case kind of centers on our Representative Frank Lucas. He is the leader of the House Agriculture Committee, and so he's been in charge of trying to push through a farm bill this year. Now, for 5 decades, food stamps and farm subsidies have been included together in the farm bill. Well, in an effort to try to get the bill passed, because it had been stalled out for some time, Lucas decided to pull the food stamps out and try to pass the bill that way. It did pass the House. Of course, it's kind of held up now because the Senate has a different version. But that drew some heat from Democrats who said, well, you guys might have pulled food stamps out because you guys don't need them. But hey, you've received Lucas and I think 13 other House Republicans had received farm subsidies over the past decade or more. And so the charge from the Democrats is, well, you approve the part that benefits you, but you pulled out the part that benefits, people who need help, such as food stamps. So our man in Washington, Chris Castile, is going to kind of get the other side of the story.
The man in Washington, Chris Castile, is all over this. Nick, another story you guys are working on, OMRF FDA drug testing. What can you tell us?
Yeah, this is news that we got from OMRF today. They have been chosen to take part with the FDA in a clinical trial for a brain cancer drug. OMRF is really excited about this because they say it shows a lot of promise. And the cancer is called glioma brain tumor. Apparently, it's a very rapidly progressing, very aggressive cancer. So the scientists here in Oklahoma City say that this could be something that really helps the medical community. Wow, that's exciting news. Don McCoy will bring you in right now. It's a story Steve Lackmeyer is working on, the streetcar debate. What's new?
Yeah, there's several aspects, of the streetcar debate that are taking place simultaneously. There was a public event last week where they had scores of people submit questions. They couldn't even get to all the questions. One of the main things they're looking at is what route the streetcars are going to take. They're looking at 4 different routes. They all run roughly from the Midtown area to the Bricktown area, but they get there in different ways and have different ways to be expanded upon in the future. They're also looking at what kind of streetcars they want to have. One of the influential downtown development people, Larry Nichols, who's been around for a long time, doesn't like the idea of the old-fashioned streetcars with the pieces that stick up and get their electricity from wires overhead, but he says that they're unsightly and they're noisy. Some of the people say, you're thinking about old-fashioned streetcars. They don't work that way anymore. They're not as noisy. They're not as unsightly. And so there's also a debate about some of the streets that are going to have to be changed to put the streetcars in are streets that have just been renovated by Project 180. So there's some debate about that. And Steve Lackmeyer is looking at all these different aspects in a story that we're going to have in tomorrow's paper.
Wow, lots of details in this story. Mm-hmm. Don, thanks for your time. Nick, thanks for your time as well. Appreciate it, guys. All right, these stories and more can be found in upcoming editions of The Oklahoman and our website at newsok.com. Have a great night, everybody.